Was it weird, guys, seeing yourselves on the big screen?
Yeah.
And...
I never, that image of my nose.
Oh, that was horrible.
I don't know. Did you react the same way? That's the ugliest nose I've ever seen in my life.
I know, and I was thinking if my orthodontist is in the audience, I hope he feels horrible.
That was all absolutely intentional. Okay, here's a couple of questions from the crowd, guys, and if those cards are still going around, there might still be room for a couple more.
One I can pick up?
Yeah, if you have one, you can let Matt know. So the Jenga pieces that we talked about, Bart, in the film. Now, those were not an exhaustive list of doubts that you had. Like, there wasn't those 5 doubts that did it, and then the tower comes down. It was, you know, a representative sample, maybe. But sovereignty, universalism, salvation, Bible as truth, intercessory prayer, everlasting life. These all come from Christian theology. The question is, what are your views on other forms of spirituality or religion?
You know, it's interesting because I get in a lot of trouble in that, you know, in that secular world of like atheist clubs and people like that. Like, they don't like me either, because they say I sound too much like a preacher. You know, and I think that one of the things that when I was working with students at USC, and you saw that group kind of develop, is that there was a sense in which it was very clear that I was trying to help my students develop what I guess you would call a secular spirituality. And that is that it wasn't about supernaturalism, but it was about that sense that something special happens when a bunch of people are in a room together. And something special happens when you're out in nature. And I think that this is all natural, and it's all stuff that's happening in your brain, but I think it's really important, and I think we should cultivate it. And so for me, I think that, you know, when I think about like all that spirituality stuff, I lost the ability to believe it was connected to a personal God, but I didn't lose the sense that it was really important to cultivate. You know, we're seeing a lot of people talk about mindfulness, and a lot of people are sort of, secular people are appropriating Buddhism and Buddhist mindfulness exercises. And I think there's something profoundly good about people recognizing that the material world may be all there is, but living in a way in which you don't acknowledge the ineffable quality of human existence is a huge mistake and a way of cheating yourself out of some of the best stuff in life. Yeah.
Let me say that without hesitation, that Bart really represents a modern mindset. He represents what sociologists call modernity. Everything he said had to do with the modern world in which we live. Sociologists are well aware of the fact that the age of modernity has come to an end, and you'll hear this all the time. We're moving into a postmodern world. And the postmodern world has been largely created by science. They keep coming up with these things that point beyond the physical universe. Dark matter, dark energy. The mysteries are increasing at a rate. You mentioned that I had this brief association with Albert Einstein. His last book is entitled Metaphysics. That one cannot study the universe without sensing that there is a reality that transcends the universe. That's the postmodern mindset. The person who articulated the best was Blaise Pascal, who said it this way: you can do all of this stuff. He didn't say that. He did say this: I went into a room and sat in darkness, and I decided I was not going to get up until the Spirit of God invaded me and drove the doubts away, and God became real. So he goes in there in 7 o'clock in the morning, and he stays there and stays there. He writes in his journal that night, and 10:30 p.m., fire, fire, fire. Not the God of the philosophers, not the God of the scientists, not the God of the mathematicians, not even the God of the theologians, but the God that was alive in Abraham, Moses, and Jacob. Fire, 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 joy, 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 fire, joy, unspeakable joy. That's what it's about. That's what Christianity is about in its ultimate form. It's not heaven, even though I believe in heaven. It's about what Christ can do in your life here and now, how he can lift you out of the depths of despair and give you joy and exhilaration in the face of a world that becomes more and more miserable. So I need to say that.
Evidently.
It ain't Sunday morning, Tony.
It's always Sunday morning.